of the Master's Program in Learning and Teaching, L&T. Congratulations! My heart is so full of joy for you today as we celebrate your achievement. I'm picturing you all spread out like points of light around our precious planet, surrounded and held in love, perhaps virtually, by all those who have nurtured you and pushed you and believed in you throughout your journey. I'd like to invite you to come full circle to when you first began at the Harvard Graduate School of Education. For some of you, you may think immediately of walking into Gutman Library and finding the room where we held our welcome reception. Rilda met you with a big smile and twinkling eyes, and you may have marveled at how this woman who had been so warm and welcoming over email could be even more wonderful when you saw her in person. You put on your name tag with its mysterious colored dot, and before the afternoon session was over, you had already begun the process of getting to know the incredible people of our cohort. For others of you, your first moment, you might picture yourself striding or perhaps just stepping into the big white tent behind Longfellow Hall, perhaps taking a deep breath as you took a seat in one of those folding chairs and absorbed the buzz of chatter from students from all around the world that were there gathered with you on that opening day. When Dean Bridget Terry Long began speaking, the first thing she did was to tell you that you belonged. And you might have felt that she was looking right at you and found her words incredibly comforting. For yet others of you, your first memory might be of L&T orientation, where you found your assigned seat in the Elliott Lyman room up in Longfellow Hall, and you engaged in a series of protocols that were designed to help you begin some deep listening and to have some thoughtful dialogue with your peers. As you shared the story of your name, you might have begun to sort of wrap your head around the fact that every single person in our cohort, in fact, every single person in the entire student body and all the staff and all the faculty members actually had multiple stories, and that you were embarking on a journey where you would begin to intersect and your stories would become part of the greater HGSE story. For me, I think that one of my first memories is of inviting you to think about your time here at the Harvard Graduate School of Education in terms of the concentric circles that Simon Sinek describes in his talk, How Great Leaders Inspire Action. The most central of those circles is why. The compelling statement of purpose that you wrote for your application to our program showed all of us here on the admissions team that you for sure had a deep understanding of what your central purpose was. And on that first day, I encourage you to keep your why close to the center of everything you did when you were here. After the why circle comes the how circle. And this is actually the aspect of leadership that I encourage you to spend the most time reflecting on during your time here at Harvard. See, you have been given the time and space to really cultivate the habits of mind that would allow you to become a stronger and a more effective leader, a better version of yourself. So today, as you graduate, I hope you'll take some time to take stock of your how. What were the habits of mind that you cultivated when you were here? I had offered you 3, which I called the ACE habits of mind to think about. The A stood for a shared commitment to action, assessment, and adjustment. The C was for intentional collaboration, and the E was for a relentless focus on evidence. Do these sound familiar? To what extent did you embrace them this year? Or did you kind of pick your own habits of mind and decide to lean into those as you really refined how you want to be in the world? The final circle outside of why and how is what. What you will do is going to change over the course of your life. Some of you have a clear picture of what you're going to be doing in the next months or years, but others of you are still working on figuring that out, and that is okay. As long as your why and your how are clear, it's expected for your what to shift and morph as you grow. Today, we celebrate the growth that you've experienced in your time here in the Learning and Teaching program. and the growth that lies in store. I wish you all well as your journey unfolds. Good luck. The Intellectual Contribution Award recipient for the Learning and Teaching Program, Tomohiro Ono. Juan Arcila. Annie Bay. Eric John Berube. Jiaoquan Cao. Heather Carroll. Ryan Casey. Grace Choi. Christina Dammert. Liza DeWitt. Judith Dion. Gemma Greer Balavine. Catherine Margaret Farrer. Junyi Feng. Jeanette Garcia Coppersmith. Annette D. Granijo. Jennifer Guerin. Kelsey Gujak. Jason Harris. Ruben Frost Henriquez. Sarah Elena Hernandez. Ian Hochberg. Eileen Huey. Jacqueline F. James. Christine Haynes Johnson. William George Kalin III. Sipokazi Carbo. Ritu Kure. Kelsey Kinsella. Sunithibat Kulambetu. Caroline Locke. Alicia Pearl Miranda. Prerna Munoz. Yulia Paler. Hazel Pei. Gabriella Pierre. Julia Rowney. Gabrielle Socedo. Kelly Schimmel. Elizabeth Ann Footit Simons. Taylor Lee Toll. Lacey Upton. Olivia Wheeler. Margaret Turner White. Eli Whitkin. Peter Charles Witz.
Hua-Jun Wu. And the Marshal for the Learning and Teaching Program, Karan Loda.
Hey, Learning and Teaching Program. All right, well, I got rid of my cap and my gown because it's time to get out into the world, right? So I've got the gardening hat, got bare feet, and here I am with my plants. Just excited for springtime and all the promise of growth that brings. And it just feels like such a metaphor for you all. Having you here for the time you were with us, growing and expanding has been such a joy, but it's time for you to get out in the world. So wish you the absolute best and happy graduation.